Welcome. My name is Mark Anthony Dubose Jr. and I was born July 4th, 1986. I want to say thank you for tuning in to try to figure out some more about your dog. Today, I don't know why, but I want to talk about something today, and it comes down to the concept of pressure and using pressure with these dogs and thinking that pressure is the only way to be able to get your dogs to basically listen to you. When I'm talking about pressure, I'm talking about leash pressure. I'm talking about prong collars, slip leashes, e-collars, flat collars, martingales, gentle halties, all these things. I mean, even all the way to a harness, all the type of we're applying pressure to these dogs to try to get them to. The main thing I'm talking about with pressure is to get them to stop doing something that you are not looking for them to do. You know, there's all sorts of positive ways of pressure, of pulling into a harness, pull, 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 go, 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 do what you do. You know, they're doing what they want to do and they're just loving life. But the main thing of the pressure that I want to speak about is the pressure of saying, I don't want that, so I'm going to apply something to you to get you to stop doing that. And that pressure comes on, most cases, with what we like doing is with the leash. And today I kind of want to show something with my border collie today, because there's misconceptions that go on and people keep talking about with when the dog is under a leash, it's going to show who the true dog is. And the dog is going to start to basically say be different. It's going to start to push more as opposed to pushing less. And this is one thing that I want to say is I want to show what a true relationship looks like when you're doing good together. When your dog is in tune with listening to you, you're going to realize a lot of things, because it's something I've noticed with my Dalmatian, something that I definitely know, but this is across the board, but this dog in specific is going to show it very just so it's easily to see. That when I have a relationship with my dog where we're communicating, where they trust me, I trust them, where we start to be able to respect each other, the leash isn't anything that I need to apply that pressure towards. And then if I try to use the leash to apply pressure, I notice something very strange. And something very strange is no dogs will be hurting them making in this video. But this is a basic slip leash that pretty much a lot of people use to put on their dogs that still at the end of the day, I'm going to, I can't say that I can't recommend it. Because for me, just from what I see and the way that I use it, I do not use it in a sense of trying to apply pressure to get the dog to stop doing something. I use it for what it's meant to do, is hold the dog and contain the dog. But once I start to apply pressure to this leash, this is where for me, I start to see the true reasons on why I get away from it. And why I just don't do this anymore. I'm not going to say to the dog, I want dog move. I'm going to apply pressure and start moving the dog around. Because you'll see how this dog gets very, very, the words I want to use is, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? I must be doing something wrong. And it starts to drive him crazy. You see how he'll start to get really, really just, the word I want to use right now is needy. Because he's like, I'm doing something wrong. Because this is the main thing that I've just really come to realize is the neck on these dogs it's sensitive. It is extremely sensitive. And I want to basically prove that in a way of the way that a lot of people like to talk about the e-collar. And they're always like, oh, out of the 1 to 100. So here, if I tell him, I'm telling him what I want is that sit. And he's going to, he's sensitive, because they're sensitive when they're in tune with listening to us. And when it comes down to, okay, you can lay down. When it comes down to that, the e-collar, we always have that language, You try it on yourself. The dogs feel it at a 2 or a 3 out of the one, they go from 0 to 127 and 0 to 100. The dogs feel it at 2. So, they're barely feeling it. But for us as humans, it takes till about 12 or 15 for us to be able to feel it. So that proves to me that the neck of the sensitivity of the dog's neck is extremely greater, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times more sensitive than what we as human beings are. So if we use the same logic, where someone would say that applying that pressure to that dog isn't getting that dog into any sort of fear, it isn't getting that dog to any sort of it's unsure, or it's not, the main word I want to use here is straight up punish. If you're thinking that you're not punishing the dog by applying anything more than what that dog can perceive to feel, that we think that the dog can feel it at 2, but me having a good understanding of dogs and testing and playing with them, I don't care what number you put it on. The dog knows from a 1. And some of these collars, you could switch to the contact points to make it half dan. So a dog can feel a half dan 1. They can feel that. It's just we recognize they give us a signal of, hey, something's going on here. So it's like, oh, now the dog recognizes it. When the dog has been probably letting us know from the second that it's on that it feels that something's going on here. So if the dog's neck is that sensitive, and someone will say to me, it's not hurting them, and then you just apply more pressure, this is where you're going to run into the situation that I would love to see someone do this. Because if it works this way, then it's not correcting it. It's not punishing the dog in any way. It's just giving reminders. A lot of people say. So if the dog feels it at 2, at 1, 2, or 3, and we as humans feel it at 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, then let's jump these numbers up and get you a collar where it starts at 400, 500, 600, and see if that doesn't make a human being fall to the ground in pain and agony and crying. Because I'm going to guarantee you that the way that these collars work and how it ramps up, if you push that collar at a 70 on a dog, and you're saying to yourself, oh, it's just 70, it's not much, it's not really correcting, it's not punishing the dog, it's it's just giving them a reminder here and there. I would love to see what a collar on yourself would look like at 5, 6, 7, 800, and see if it's just a little buzz. Everyone's putting on their arms and putting on their necks and just tapping. Yeah, an e-collar at 100 that we use on the dogs for us as humans is nothing. It's nothing, because clearly it's not the same effect. It's not the same feeling, because if we're feeling it at 12 to 15 to 16, it's completely a different system that we feel compared to what the dogs feel. This is the same with all collars, all leashes, all everything. The dogs feel things completely differently than what we feel things. So if we really want to be able to get a real, true experience of like what the dog is feeling, they need to ramp these numbers up. And there's one system right now, the Martin systems, that I would love to see a man, a woman on this planet put that thing on 18 on its full intensity, 3 steps up, and just stick that on your neck and see if you can see if you saying that this isn't punishing, correcting, and putting a dog in an exceptional high level of fear for the reason on why it's going to want to listen to you. Because in reality, that is what's going on with these dogs, that they are in fear. I don't care if you're giving it a treat afterwards or what you're doing, the dog is in an exceptional amount of fear. That's why, in most cases, most of these dogs, they're constantly pushing, giving you pushback with that. Because they're like, what's going on here? And they don't want to live under those rules, under that guideline. But that's what, a lot of people are saying is what dogs need, is this control. We need to control them. I need to have this dog on a leash, and I need to force this dog to do what it is that I want. As you can see that this dog is very unhappy right now. He is very shut down right now. He is just like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. Why are you doing this to me? And it's so sensitive. He's so sensitive because he listens to me. So if I add this leash, he's instantly like, what the heck is going on here? What's happening? I use the tiniest little bit of pressure to move this animal around because he understands to listen to me. The leash is just there just to hold the dude. It's not there to communicate anything to him. Because if I needed to say no to him, my just saying, hey, Oreo, all done, no. That's going to be way more effective, and he's going to understand what that means as opposed to this leash. As soon as I use this leash, I'm going to put this boy into an extreme amount of fear. And that fear is where I'm going to say we're struggling with, for one, a basic recall with not even any distractions around. Because once you get that dog into fear to try to come to you, it's going to be like, I don't know what's going on here. This is where we have the trickery going on, where like we put him in fear and then we get him to come back to us and then we give him a treat. That's just this. The dog is going to figure this out. At first, the dog is going to look good. And this is why it always looks good in the training scenario for the first couple of weeks to the months, because the dog is still adjusting to this. But then what starts to happen is that dog starts to not listen. It starts to, forget that treat. And then you need what? More pressure. And that more pressure, yes, that dog is going to be smart. I'm not going to die today. So I'm going to listen to what this person is telling me to do. And that's where we're destroying our relationships with these dogs. That's where you're wondering on why things are not getting better and things are just going downhill, 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 downhill. Because we're putting this extreme amount of control over these animals that we need not to be doing. Because they respond without it. They listen to us without it. And they are so sensitive. And I see a lot of people out here just yanking the hell out of that leash and just poking that dog and just doing everything to that dog as possible. And that's where the disrespect is coming with that animal with us. And then we're needing more and more and more and more and more. And then we're like, why isn't it working? It's working for that person. It's working for that person. But this is the thing that everyone really needs to just sit down and just relax and just understand. What you see that someone else has and is doing, it may not be what it is that you really think that it is. That these TV screens and all this stuff is it's magical, straight up. You can make something look to be how you want it to be based on what they want to show in that moment. And especially if it's not live, I could show and re-edit and change and cut and this and this and this. I could go do some savageness to this dog behind closed doors, bring him back, make him look a certain way, and show it to be what I want it to be. And that's what most of us are looking at, thinking like, oh, this is going to help me. This is going to work. Because this right now, someone would say, oh, I like how that dog is. He's under control. He's looking real good. He's looking real nice. But if I do this with him over and over and I keep him in this extreme amount of control, he's going to start to look at me like, buddy, we used to be cool, but now I want nothing at all to do with you. I don't want to be nowhere near you. And this is where we start having problems because we think like, oh, my dog is being disobedient now. Now I need to put obedience training on him to get him to be obedient because of his disobedience. And it's not a disobedience because of anything that I'm still going to say. There's going to be that random dog. You're going to get me that there's just one dog out there that's just, it's mean, man. It just is what it is. It just don't want to come around to life. But at the same time, I would still want to, if I seen that dog, I want to keep that dog for a couple of years to see, is this true? Or is it just because it's getting disrespected behind closed doors so much that it has to do what it has to do? It has to lash out. It has to bite. It has to growl. It has to do that because no one's giving it what it needs and no one's listening to it. No one's paying any attention to it. And that's something that at the end of the day, I just keep seeing over and over and over again. An extreme amount of disrespect to these dogs. And then we wonder why the dog doesn't want to listen to me. I'm going to sit here with this leash and tell this dog instant, I don't like how he's pulling. I don't like this. I don't like this. And we're just going back and forth. And they are so sensitive, so sensitive. The tiniest little amount to their neck is speaking just a huge amount. And that's why they keep getting tougher and tougher and tougher and tougher and tougher. And then they don't listen. Then what do you need? Because your flat collar is not working. What's the first thing we go to? Slip leash. Now the slip leash isn't working because it's getting tough. Now where do we go? Prong collar. Not, or even the Star Mark collar. You go to the plastic one first. Go, oh, it's plastic. It's a cute one. It's not so bad. And then you realize it's still not working. Where do we go? We go to the metal prong collar. Oh my goodness, we're still not getting anywhere. We go to, you got two options there in reality. Go to the dominant dog collar. That may give you some sort of success. So you're just, that collar is funny to me. But I get it. I get its need. But, and then you go to the e-collar. And then the e-collar, you start off, it's just small, it's simple. And the dog isn't really responding because the dog is holding in so much tension. I've done this to dogs before because I've seen it in my face. That the dogs will take the whole thing from the owner. You could just tap it, and they're just tough. Because I always ask them, you ever use an e-collar on your dog? And I don't care, I'm not like gonna bash you or talk you bad, you this. You just didn't know. You weren't informed. So I just want to know so that I know what I'm getting myself into of how tough this dog's gonna be. Not tough that it's not gonna want to listen, but tough, yeah, it's not gonna want to listen, but tough that how much energy they're holding into their neck. That they're not wanting to release it to just actually be able to listen because if the dog is going to basically up front assume that we're gonna do something ruthless to it, man. I'm gonna get the dog and just hold it and just get it and just tell it, I want you here. And just hold the dog like this and force the dog here. The dog's gonna be agreeable for a couple of moments, for a couple of days, for a couple of weeks. But if I just sit here and I keep this and I say, hey buddy, no, you're not doing that right now. And I keep doing this, you're gonna watch this dog shut down day after day after day after day after day. So like here, he's like, I'm going down. I'll say, no, I don't want to. You good, I'm sorry. You all right, man. You can go ahead and go, man. I don't like using my dogs for demos like that because you're a good boy. You're not a bad boy. You can go. I just can't do that to my dogs because that's evil at the end of the day, people. I can't do that. I can't be about that. I'm not about that. And that's the main thing is the dogs start to get tough. That's why we need more pressure because we're not respecting that animal. We're doing everything that dog is telling us not to do. And then we're doing it to them. And they're looking back at us, pleading and begging and saying, please stop, please stop, please stop. And we're just going more and more and more and more and more. And I've seen this before with putting an e-collar on the dog and then the dog taking it at the full max. And it just stands there and just won't even twitch with it. It's like, what you gonna do, buddy? And then I've got that dog to relax. Got him running, got him exercise, got him chasing, got him playing, got him doing stuff. And he started releasing and releasing all that energy, all that just baggage, all that just that's built up in him. Calms down, calms down, calms down. And then I could simply put my slip leash, I could simply put a flat collar on that dog, and that dog's like, oh, okay, let's move, let's go. What are we gonna make happen? That's why for me, like even the Dalmatian, like I haven't trained her with no leash outside of that down for a little bit that I had to quit because I see the dogs and I don't know how and why, but I could feel them when they're just like in agony. And I can't be a person about that I don't do that. I don't like that. And not that this should be what I like or I don't like, but I know that the dog doesn't like it. So if the dog doesn't like it, we're gonna run into be button heads the entire time. That's why I can put a flat collar on my Dalmatian today and she'll walk with me because she feels the tension. She's like, oh, okay. Because she's got it all, she's relaxed. She's relaxed. She's not all stiff, all tense, I mean, she even do that with the harness on at this point today. That she just bounces off of that. She doesn't pull into it when I'm not pulling in my pulling session. And it's because she's not holding up this tension, because basically all that we're doing is just disrespect over and over and over, day by day by day by day by day. And then that dog has no choice but to just hold it all in and not just be calm and just chill. That's why the main thing that I want everyone to understand, how to get your dog to transform from being the said disobedient, unruly, wild, crazy looking dog in your house, is to have dog on leash and do nothing and just hang out. Don't pet the dog. Don't give the dog treats. Don't give no dog toys. Don't even be eyeballing the dog, because you might be in a situation that you eyeballing the dog, dog's gonna match that challenge. Like, what you looking at, buddy? Like, what you doing here? What's happening? Don't even look at him. Just hang out with the dog so that the dog can realize like nothing bad and or nothing good is going to happen here. Sherlock, you can come back out here, man. You keep getting stuck back in there. You can come on. You're a pretty smart dude. I like this dog. I don't know what it is about him. I don't know if you've seen that little white dog running around here. He's pretty funny. But the dogs are going to want to see that nothing bad is going to happen. Nothing is going on here, so that the dog can calm down and the dog can relax. The dog can be in your presence and just be chill and just be relaxed and just be hanging out. Because that's how this boy is at this moment. He's starting to hang, he's starting to relax it all out. I mean, he's been doing that. That's why he's pretty calm today. And it's easy to speak to that dog at that moment because they don't feel a sense of challenge coming on. Someone would say, I need to be on top of that challenge for my dog to listen to me. And I'm saying we need to get out of that challenge because I am a smart, intelligent, intellectual human being that is not going to fight with no dog. I am way more intelligent of a human to not fight with dogs. I'm not going to challenge no dog that I think is trying to challenge me. I'm going to outsmart, outwit, outwork, outmaneuver this dog to be able to get this dog to do what I need. And the way that I'm going to do that is by get that dog to be calm. And once that dog is calm, now I can say to him, hey, let's go over here and do this. Let's go over here and do that. Because a lot of what we do, we want it. You know, stay at your front door and wait. Open the door, stand there and be calm. Calm. If you have to get a dang chair at every little checkpoint, get a chair to sit down and be calm. Once that dog calms down, okay, one step forward. Now he's gonna more likely do it again. Be calm. Just take your time. The more that you take your time up front, the way less that you're gonna have anything to worry about in the future. Because when the dog starts to calm down, the little slight things on that leash is going to get that dog to listen to what it is that you're saying. The little tiniest bit. That's why you see some people, they have a flat collar on their dog. How the heck does it listen to them so good? Because they're so sensitive. They're so soft around the neck. I don't care how tough the dog is, and as far as like the bite stuff and all this wildness, they are sensitive to their necks. And that's a beautiful way to be able to communicate to them. But we need to make sure that they are relaxed first before we try to communicate. Because otherwise we need more and more and more and more and more. And the more that we keep going and the more pressure that we keep adding, that's where the dog starts to get more and more tense. It starts to fight back more. That's where we get more of the challenge, where the dog is trying to challenge your authority back. That's when you need more and more and more. That's when you need to strangle the heck out of that dog to be able to get that dog to even consider to think about listening to you. And you think you're going to get somewhere with that. Because the dog, at the end of the day, I'm telling you, these dogs aren't stupid. They're going to quit. They're going to submit. But does that mean that now you're good to go? No, in my opinion, now you better be on edge about everything that's going on with that dog. Because if you're not on that high level of control anymore, you're not on that high level of pressure with that neck anymore, that dog is now free to, who knows what it's about to do. You're going to be more on edge as opposed to being able to calm down more. And that's the unfortunate thing that most dog training stuff is doing to us today. It's putting us more on edge as opposed to calming us down. Because now that I'm not on edge about my dogs and we're calm, the dogs are calm, I don't care what comes to me. Everyone's so nervous about, oh my God, a dog's gonna come, dogs do this, someone's gonna do this. I'm not nervous at all because we're calm. If we start at that base level of calm, it's gonna take a lot for that to be able to climb up, climb up, climb up. And the more and more and more, the longer and longer and longer that we keep going, that's where it's gonna take longer and longer and longer and longer and longer for that dog to build up to the point that it's gonna do something crazy. It's gonna see a dog. That's why I can take my German Shepherd, Kahi, anywhere, and a dog could be lunging, barking in his face, and it takes a long time for him he'll sit there and stare at it, stare at it, stare at it, stare at it. It takes minutes for that dog to keep going for him to finally be like, hey, buddy, that's good enough. And my Johnny, he's so chill that dude, because I use him to help me work with some people's dogs that are just barking. He will lay there for hours and allow that dog 2 feet from his face just bark, 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 bark. He's just going to look at him like, yeah, we good? Because he's calm. He doesn't need to get into that excitable stance. And the only way to get there is to start by training the dog to be calm. as opposed to training the dog to need to match the amount of pressure and the amount of pushback that the dog is giving. You're gonna stumble. You're gonna stumble because these dogs are they tough, and a lot of y'all seen the toughness. And I'm telling you, this is where when those dogs gonna look at you in a way, and that's what makes you nervous. And then you think you need more pressure on that leash to get that dog to finally be able to listen to you. And that's not gonna get the dog to listen to you because these dogs are sensitive. They are so sensitive. They are so soft. They are so just willing and eager to want to listen to what it is that we have to say. But when we're doing it in an inappropriate way, that's when a dog has no choice but to challenge us because we are dominating them for no reason at all. The dog's like, I just want to go smell that tree, and you're dominating. You're dominating the dog. You're ruling the dog. You're dictating on the dog. And then the dog's like, well, what's going on? What's happening? What's going on here? Why are you doing this to me? Why are you acting like this with me? And then it has no choice but to just keep getting more and more disobedient because that's just what has to happen. It's not going to go the other way. You're not going to lay the law down and the dog just be good to go. You might get lucky with that one dog, man. But I'm going to guarantee you at some time in your life, because I hear this and see this so much, that you had that one dog, you had 5 dogs your whole life and everything was all good. But then you got this dog here and you're like, what's going on? Because all your dominating worked on those other ones. But now you got one that's going to match you. It's going to look you dead in the face and say, hey, buddy, you better be willing to put, because this was my Kahi, my shepherd when I first got him. He's like, you better be willing to put me to, you better kill me before you're going to try to get me to stop doing what I need to do. And they will challenge you to that point. Some of these dogs are that tough, that powerful. Not many are, but there's some that are out there that are like, you've been so disrespectful to me that you better, one of us aren't living today. And the dog, these are beast people at the end of the day. And we all heard stories of stuff that's going on with them. And it's mainly because of the disrespect that we're doing to these animals and treating them as if they're not the soft, sweet animals that they are. Some of these animals are wild and they're crazy. Why? Because we as humans are creating them to be that. Once we stop acting that, once we stop, watch it, look at, bite it, get him, doing all this to get our dogs to be on edge, our dogs are going to just chill and hang out. That's why my dogs not primarily, all of my dogs across the board are just chill. They just hang out. They'll have a excited, like, we want to run, we want to play, but no one's in this like frantic, like, where we going? We got to get it, we got to do something. None of them are like that. Because I'm coming at them calm, and I want them to be calm. But yet dog training says, give them a treat, get them happy, get them, oh yeah, what's up, go ahead, jackpot, doing all this to them. And then using the leash, grab the leash, and then just, oh, that collar's not working, so go to this one, grab the leash, and grab the leash, and hold the leash, and grab the leash, and get the leash, and throw this, and get them like this, and it's just like, the dog's looking back at you like, the heck is going on right now? And then you're wondering why things are just going downhill. And again, if you don't know, it ain't your fault at the end of the day. But as far as someone being a professional to try to say that they're trying to help you and they're doing this to your dog, that's just ridiculous, man. Ridiculousness. That TV show on the MTV back in the days. It's just absolute ridiculousness. It's just foolishness. It doesn't make any sense on how someone can say, I'm going to train a dog, but yet they're coming in and just manhandling the heck out of that dog to try to get that dog to submit to them so that they can now stand over top of that dog to be able to get that dog to do anything. That dog needs to ask to do anything. The dog needs to ask to go potty. The dog needs this. It better do all everything I tell it to do. As opposed to just like allowing some freedom to that dog to allow that dog to be able to express itself. And that's where I think a lot of people stumbling because you do not know how to get to that point. And I'm going to say right now, again, how to get to this point. Grab you dog, grab you leash. Grab you yourself again, grab you dog, stand, sit, lay, I don't care what you do, hang out with the dog, don't interact with the dog, just allow the dog to be able to see you, to realize we are safe. We are safe. I know what we used to do. This is the part where I'm going to say the intervention needs to come in. That is the hardest thing for us as humans to do because we're used to just touching them, don't talk to them, talking to them, looking at them, taking pictures of them, smothering them, giving them treats, doing all this. We're used to doing all this. This is the hardest part that you need to stop right now. Stop it, all of it. If your dog is giving you any sort of disrespect right now, because it's not the dog that's doing it to you, it's us that's doing it to them. They're gonna match it. And then some of these dogs, they tough and they smart. They're gonna overtop what you're able to do. And that's where we're running to the case that the dogs are growling at people, barking at people, going crazy, man. Making it look wild, growling at you, showing teeth at you even. You need to stop. You need to come in with this intervention And it's hard for us as humans because the main thing is what it's easy. What I'm saying is easy. Grab dog, grab leash, hang out with the dog, stop interacting with the dog, allow the dog to come to you, allow the dog to be able to see you. Because most cases, if you have a dog that is, like said, growling at you and doing crazy, the dog's going to be at the end of the leash away from you. It's not going to want to be anywhere near you because it doesn't trust you. It appears like it may look like it likes you, but it's only liking you for its best interest of what it's going to get food, it's going to get pets, it's going to get something. It's just using you because it doesn't trust you. But when someone trusts you, they're not going to use you anymore. They're going to want to work in tune with you. So a lot of you, the dog, it's going to stay the heck away from you. Don't try to do anything to it. You need to stop. Please stop looking at the dog, touching the dog, doing anything. Allow the dog to be able to see that you are safe. You are good. You are going to be the source of all great things that are going to come forward. Not because of the treats that you're going to throw at them, not because of the toys that you're going to do this, not because of the pets, not because of anything. Stop messing with the dog. Allow the dog to come to you. And when the dog even comes to you, this is going to be, again, the second hardest part. Don't even touch the dog still. Just allow the dog to investigate you and be with you in your presence to realize like nothing's happened. Because a lot of y'all in your houses, you may see and it may seem and it looks cute that you get up and your dog is like, where are we going? Your dog is suspicious. It's like gotta watch. It's gotta watch everything that you're doing in fear that it's asleep. Like he might come do something to me while I sleep. So I need to be on alert. Every moment this human moves, I need to keep eyes on him. And you think that, oh, my dog likes me. No, your dog is in fear. Your dog doesn't know what's going on. So every time you move, he's like, I gotta be there. I gotta watch you. I gotta stand there and watch you. Because your dog is just, that's not a cute thing for your dog to be in. You should be able to get up and move and your dog just be able to relax, hang out, and just be able to chill because it feels safe. It feels good. It feels like it knows that everything is taken care of for it. But no, that's not what's going on. So you want to be able to get the dog to be able to get into that stance that you see, because you'll see it when you put the dog on leash. The dog's 6 feet from you, standing over there, and you got your arm hanging like this because he's trying to pull it to get the heck away from you. You're going to see it, that when you get up, you're going to watch your dog like do that. It's like, what's going on? Because it's suspicious. It's like, what are you going to do? You're going to yank that leash on me? He's just waiting. He's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Because I see this in so many dogs that's the first thing that they do. When you move, they always like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And then you don't do nothing. They're like, oh, okay, you didn't do anything. And some dogs, this is a day. Some dogs, this is an hour. Some dogs, this is 5 months you're going to be doing this. To be able to get the dog to come back to you. Each one is going to be completely different. It's taken me months with this dog back here to really understand me because I went hard. I went hard on him, man. I went hard. He was holding it all in. Now if I put this slip leash on him, he folds like a little baby. He's just like, oh, okay, well, what are we doing? What's going on? Because he's so calm. And then he knows we're working in tune with each other. I'm not trying to abuse him and hurt him in any way. And I don't really like using that word abuse because if you don't know what you're doing is wrong, it's not at the end of it. You're just doing what you're doing. But now that I said something about it, now you know what's going on. That if you're sitting there yanking the hell out of that dog like that, we're going into the situation that the dog is perceived and looking at you like, what the heck is happening right now? And we need to get away from that. And we need to be able to get the dogs calm. When the dogs are calm, then they'll listen to, I don't care what you put around the dog. I don't care. The harness works because the dog's going to feel some sort of pressure and it's going to, I got to back out from that. As opposed to you saying, let's go. And you're telling the dog to pull. You're telling the dog to go. But if you're just standing and the dog feels the pressure, it should just back off like, oh, okay. All right, we're not going anywhere right now. We're not doing anything. And that's what's going to start to happen once we let all that like control of that animal go. That the dog is going to be able to relax. So yet you don't need more and more and more and more and more. That's all that I keep seeing in everyone's stuff. You need more pressure. And you just need more. You're just not getting out of it. And again, these e-collars, y'all talking about, oh, it's just a little buzz. It doesn't really do anything to the dog. I want to make one if I can. I want to makeshift mine to extra umph it up and put it at 600 on a comparison scale to what a 70 is on an e-collar's technology, because that's the comparison. If a dog feels it and we feel it at 12, that is 6 times greater. So a 70, 6 times greater than 70 is what? 420. I want to put that thing at 420 and give you that and see that doesn't, it's just a little twitch. I'm going to watch you drop down and cry. I promise you that. You are not going to be able to just take that feeling and think that, oh, I'm going to hold on to that 420 like nothing. No, you are going to scream. You are going to be in pain. You are going to fall. You are going to just probably, some of y'all will poop yourself even, because that is going to be an exceptional amount of pressure that's about to come to you. And this is what we need to see. I want to see that comparison, not someone put it on, I'd put it on 100. No, it's not an even stance here. 100 to a dog is, what is that? 6 times 600, 700, depending on the system, to us as humans. So I want to put that 600 or 700 on a human and see how you respond. Talking about it doesn't hurt. It's not anything with that. And that's what's going on with these dogs. And no one's talking about this for some reason. And everyone's just, oh, this is just good, it's good, it's good. But as soon as you start to get your dog into that level of fear, that, oh my goodness, what's happening? And it has to stiffen up. It has to tighten that neck up. You're going backwards at that moment with that dog. That's why you're always on edge. You're just like, what's happening? What's around? What's going on? Where's my dog? What's happening? You're just on edge. There's a dog coming. There's this coming. Oh my goodness. There's this. There's that. You're just on edge with everything. And that's what I want as many people to get out of, if you want to get out of that. If you want to stay in this constant level of control and you like to put the show on for the 10 minutes that you take your dog for a walk and deal with the other sides of it that you got the issues with, do what you do. I'm not here to change you to do something different that I've come to see is changing to be able to have a better time. You could do what you want to do, man. I'm not here to say that what you do is wrong. I'm here to say that I got different ways to be able to do it, to be able to see what it is, to be able to have a better time, that I'm not on edge. I'm chill, man. I'm chill. I just don't care. I'm so chill that I watch other people's dogs and they're just looking at me like, dang, man, I take them from places that they're on lockdown. But here I'm just like, do what you do. I got a dog, I don't even know where he's over there somewhere. He's just the cutest little thing. I'm just so they see that chill from me. They see that calmness from me. And they want to match that. They don't want to like get in this heightened like, what's happening? They don't want that. These dogs want to relax, man. They want to be able to just hang out. And the reasons why we're getting disobedience is because we're being disobedient to them. And that's something I want a lot of people to think about. And just understand that if your collar, if your anything that you're putting on your dog isn't able to communicate to that dog, your dog is too tense. Your dog is in like fight and flight mode, man. It's not indifferent. It's in like, I gotta go, I gotta do something, I'm gonna make something happen. You wanna get that out of the dog so that you could just gently tap that dog and go, oh, okay, this is what's going on, this is where we're going. And that's what I've come to be able to see with being able to realize letting that pressure go. Stop using pressure to get a dog to stop doing something that you don't want. Understand what the dog is looking for, give that dog that need. And the main thing we need to start with up front is hanging out with the dog to allow the dog to be able to see us, that know that we are not dangerous. We are not a threat. We are not here to hurt you. The dog may perceive and see it that way because of what we've been doing, but I want to change that from the dog to be able to show that we are not a threat to you. There's no reason for you to feel that you need to try to fight back, that we are going to be what's in best interest to be able to get you to get into a good place, not into a place that we are here to strip everything from you. We are here to see who you are, to be able to build you up so that you can be the best that you can be. And this is where we're struggling with dogs, because I just said that right there and someone would say, it's a dang dog, man. I don't care. And if that's your way of looking at it, just keep doing what you're doing. And you may get level of success, but I'm telling you, at some point in your life, more than likely, you're going to get that one dog that's going to challenge you with everything you thought you were able to get away with. You're sitting there submissive rolling these dogs and hounding them, getting on them. You're going to get that one dog that's going to come to you that's like, buddy, you lay one finger on me and you're not going to have a finger. Then what's the first thing that we do as a human? Oh, I got to put this dog down. It's just, no. What did you do to that dog? What's going on with that dog? And that's something that we all should really be thinking about. Thank you. Hey, Sherlock, you want to come here and say hi? This dog is just so darn cute. He's so small. I never really have small dogs around, but he really neat. He's not much of a chicken person, but he like rabbits. I don't know what it is about the rabbits. He'll go find him some rabbits, and he's so buff. He'll go find him some rabbits. He didn't really get on the mice, but it's something interesting that I just noticed, that the more I just watch people's dogs and how calm and how chill I am, that's what I see in the dogs as well. They so chill, they so calm, they so just hanging out. They enjoying life, just enjoying this experience of being able to be here. But when I'm all on top of everything about them, that's where you're struggling. That's something that I've realized with just even using my crate too much. I use it too much, that the dogs like just get in this like sense of, I don't know how to explain it, other than this is something that I see in a lot of people's dogs, that as soon as you open that, my own dogs as well, as soon as you open that crate door, what does that dog do? Does it come out of the crate all like mellow and chill? No, it comes out like, I'm my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. It's just freaking going wild. But yet I could put a dog in a bedroom, for instance, maybe not give him the whole house, but in the bedroom. I could open the bedroom door up and he just looks at me like, hey, how you doing? It's like, I don't know what it is, but the more that we're like trying to constrict and control, the more the dogs are wanting to just give more pushback and be more of what we're not actually looking for. And that's something that a little test that I would like people to just really look at your dog when you take it out of the crate. Does that dog come out of the crate? Because my rules that I really like is, you be calm, open the door, I want you to hang out, be calm. Okay, now you can come out. But as soon as I say, okay, you can come out, what is the first thing that dog does? It goes freaking doing what it's doing. And for me, I'm just like, oh, it is what it is. And I just would let it happen because I'm not going to sit here and try to punish the dog for just being free in reality. It finally got a chance to get out and do something. So it's something that's fascinating. But when I lead a dog in the house, they do not act like that. I open the door up, go inside, and they're just like, no, hey, how's it going? They'll come up and meet me, and they're not on this like rampage. It's fascinating. And it's the same thing I see with these leashes. The more that I'm like controlling every little thing with that leash, the more that dog is like, it's just, once I let it go, blah, the dog goes wild. But when I give that dog the true loose leash, hang out, chill, that dog just stays in that. It maintains that. It's just powerful what I'm able to see with working with these dogs. And not only just my own, but taking other people's dogs and getting them. This is why I'll end up being a pet sitter at this point, because it's just fascinating to see more and more dogs, especially being able to work with dogs that aren't like, I'm not coming in as my intervention because they're already biting people. That's the main dogs I would only watch is because someone's getting bit right now. And it's nice to be able to see a dog that is just an already pretty nice dog. It's just to see them just what they're all about and realizing that the more I control them, and straight up, this dog here, he got free range in the house. I don't even lock him up. Where in his home, he stays in a crate a little bit of the day. But here, I just let him go. I just don't care. I'm just, whoop, see what you do, buddy. Have a good old time. Just hang out. And you know what he does? Nothing. He hangs out. He chills. He does look out the window sometimes. I'm like, get out the window. My windows are tricky because I got cows, I got the donkey, I got dog, I got all kinds of stuff looking in. So he's like, who's that? What's going on? It's like real close. Just teaching them like, house is safe, man. House is good. Nothing to worry about here. That's something that, dogs are barking. Why is the dog barking? It might be scared. It might be nervous. Allow the dog to be able to see that it's safe. Give that dog the safety by you being calm. By you being calm, the dog is going to calm. But if you're like, oh, stop doing all that madness, the dog's like, I do need to like bark more because you looking crazy right now. But if you're just dogs barking, you look at him like, oh, okay. We're good. We're done. That's how I got my Great Pyrenees to stop barking consistent. He'll bark, but I know the differences in his barks. That he's got the bark of like, get the heck out of here. And I need him to follow through with that. But he's also got the bark of like, there's a car passing and he's just barking. And when I would first get him, of course, he would bark for 30 straight minutes. I don't need you to bark 30 minutes because a car went by. I need you to bark 30 minutes because there's a coyote right on the other side of the fence. So he understands the both. And I would just come out here and say, hey, we all good. And he just stops. That dude could bark. Even if there is a coyote, I could still come here and say, hey, we good. Because it's not like immediate threat. And he looks at me, he's like, oh. And he just goes, lays right back down again. Because I took care of the situation at this moment. He doesn't need to like pursue it anymore. It's just simple stuff that I've come to see that I would hope that more people would want real help with your dogs. As opposed to these like quick little fixes and these little show type stuff. Like real help that you're actually able to effectively communicate to the dog. That's what I'm working with here. I'm not working to try to give you a quick this so it'll mask it. No, I'm here to make sure that you're gonna be able to have what it is that I see that pretty much everybody wants with their dogs. To be able to just chill, hang out, and take your dog places, knowing that even if a dog is barking directly in its face, that your dog is so chill that it's just like, oh, okay, well, I'm just gonna look this way. I don't care. That is a beautiful dog to be around.